Peter speaks on Shannon Sharpe dealing with his $50 million lawsuit.
Come on in, how y'all doing, man?
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
What it do? How y'all doing? I was in Harlem today doing interviews. They was asking me about Kanye West, Shannon Sharpe, Donald Trump, terrorists. I don't know. You know, I hear a lot of people say they don't feel sorry for Kanye. He got all this money, he should be all right. I do. He don't feel like he has to listen to nobody. And the powers that be is going to leave his social media on so he can just keep hanging himself saying the most outlandish shit. So I think something's going wrong mentally with him. But, you know, something's going on with him. So I have no opinion on that. I hope he gets better. One of my favorite rappers, favorite producers. So I don't know what's going on with him. Shannon Sharpe. Don't know. Woo! Although 20 years of age, I wouldn't. And I might be, I think, a year or two younger than Shannon Sharpe. I'm not sure. I'm old, so I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. However, I'm not going to even state my opinion on that. Other than that, it sounds a little money grabbish to me, you know. But when I say that, I get blasted for saying that. But those text messages he showed sound like a stick up. However, again, it's hard to feel sorry for people with money that make those kind of. There's way too many girls out here that are dealing with that kind of shit. Gotta know how to pick them, baby. Gotta know how to pick them. Somebody say, yo, worry about your child support. Never been on child support. 10 kids, 6 baby mothers. Gotta know how to pick them, baby. They know when you up, you give the shirt off your back. When you down, they understand. Not a bitch that's gonna go, you know what, Your Honor, I want him locked up because he ain't do. Yeah, I don't have that. Great mothers, great women. I was fortunate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't that lucky. However, I know how to pick them, baby. I've been in my little cubby hole chilling. I ain't been going live. I ain't been doing much on the internet. I'm working on some things I'm surprised y'all with. I did a few podcasts, but only podcasts that favors for friends and shit. I don't believe you should be doing podcasts if you don't have nothing to promote. Sitting on podcasts talking about a bunch of shit, gossiping like a bitch. I ain't doing that. I don't even feel right talking about Shannon Sharpe and all that kind of shit. Let's get back to talking about the music and what's next. Current events and shit like that don't really feel gossipy. I don't, I'm just at that age. I'm at that age where it just feels weird to be sitting around a bunch of grown men gossiping and shit. I ain't knocking nobody. And I'm not talking about podcasts and stuff like that. I'm just talking about in general. Jumping on my live. Now, just making millions doing it, by all means, get that money. You know what I mean? Not talking about nobody on no podcast. Most of those guys are my friends, good friends at that. And I would do a podcast, but it just has to make sense. I want to talk about some, I want to do, like I like what Nori does, and I like what Cam and Mace do. They true Harlem got me crying every day. Love Gilly and Wilder. Not mad at you, Joe Budden. I like you too. But yeah, a lot of that shit just be too gossipy, man. I'm just saying, for my age, I can talk about some grown man shit. We got something in the works. I'm getting ready to do something with Rich. Every now and then I go on with Godfrey and we talk our shit. BK, what up? Yeah, BX, what up? Yeah, man, we here, man. Shout out to my son, Corey. I need some tickets for Lil Wayne's joint. I need some tickets. Everybody's calling me for tickets for that Carter 666, baby. Hocus and Cuban Links fighting. Who you got? BX, the Rumble in the Bronx. I'm the referee. Pull up. Later.
Thanks for tuning in to 9 Mag TV.